You know what makes a person powerful? It's not money, it's not fame, it's not muscles, it's not followers. The strongest people, the people who survive storms that should have destroyed them, still know how to say two simple words, thank you. And that right there, that is strength. Because weak people believe the world owes them something. Weak people complain every morning. Weak people blame everybody. Weak people walk into every room carrying bitterness in their spirit. But strong people walk through pain with gratitude. They walk through rejection with gratitude. They walk through betrayal with gratitude. They walk through heartbreak with gratitude. Because they understand something most people never learn. Gratitude is power. Listen to me carefully. Anybody can say thank you when life is easy. Anybody can smile when the bank account is full. Anybody can praise God when the doors are opening. Anybody can act positive when everybody loves them. But can you still say thank you when life punches you in the face? Can you still say thank you when people walk away from you? Can you still say thank you when your dreams are delayed? Can you still say thank you when nobody claps for you? That is the test of character. See, the strongest people are not the loudest people. The strongest people are not always the richest people. Sometimes the strongest person is the single mother working 2 jobs and still thanking God for another day. Sometimes the strongest person is the man fighting depression silently while still encouraging everybody around him. Sometimes the strongest person is the student struggling to survive while still refusing to quit. Strength is not about never breaking. Strength is about refusing to become bitter after you break. And there's a difference. A lot of people have pain. But pain changes people in 2 ways. It can make you hateful, or it can make you grateful. And grateful people become unstoppable. Because when gratitude enters your spirit, fear loses its control. Complaining weakens the mind. Gratitude strengthens the mind. Complaining makes you blind to opportunity. Gratitude opens your eyes. Complaining keeps you stuck in victim mode. Gratitude reminds you that you are still alive, still breathing, still fighting, still becoming. You see, some people lost everything and still found a reason to smile. Some people were rejected and still found a reason to love. Some people were abandoned and still found a reason to believe. That is real strength. The world teaches you to flex your success, but true power is being humble enough to appreciate what others ignore. The strongest people appreciate small things: a sunrise, a second chance, a meal on the table, a lesson from failure, another breath in their lungs. Because they understand something dangerous. Life can change overnight. Everything you take for granted today, someone else is praying for tonight. That should humble you. Somebody is praying for the opportunity you are wasting. Somebody is praying for the health you complain about. Somebody is praying for the life you ignore. That's why strong people stay thankful. Not because life is perfect, but because they know life is precious. And let me tell you something, gratitude does not mean weakness. No, gratitude is emotional discipline. Anybody can become angry. Anybody can become negative. Anybody can become toxic. But it takes maturity. It takes wisdom. It takes spiritual strength to remain grateful in hard times. That's why the strongest people still say thank you, even after betrayal, even after failure, even after disappointment, even after losing people they loved. Because they realize every season teaches something. Every loss teaches something. Every delay teaches something. Every closed door teaches something. And every painful chapter carries a lesson that can shape your future. Sometimes the thing that hurt you also built you. Sometimes the rejection that broke your heart saved your destiny. Sometimes the delay that frustrated you protected your future. You don't understand it while you're suffering, but later you realize the pain gave you wisdom. And wisdom creates gratitude. The strongest people are not people who never cried. They cried, they broke down, they doubted themselves. They had nights where they felt exhausted, but they kept going. That's strength. People think strength means never feeling pain. No, strength means feeling pain and still moving forward. Strength means carrying scars without becoming cruel. Strength means staying kind in a cold world. Strength means surviving darkness without becoming darkness. And that's rare, very rare, because pain changes most people. Some become selfish, some become angry, some become bitter. But a powerful person uses pain as fuel. They become wiser, stronger, humbler, more grateful. That's why gratitude changes everything. When you become grateful, you stop competing with everybody. You stop needing constant validation. You stop chasing attention. You stop measuring your worth through social media. Because peace enters your spirit. And peaceful people are dangerous. They cannot be controlled by trends. They cannot be manipulated by opinions. They cannot be broken by temporary failure. They know who they are. And grateful people understand one more important truth. Nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you loyalty. Nobody owes you opportunities. So every blessing becomes meaningful. Every lesson becomes valuable. Every moment becomes sacred. That mentality changes your entire life. Because entitlement destroys people. Entitled people are always angry, always offended, always dissatisfied. Nothing is ever enough. But grateful people, they see value everywhere. And that mindset attracts greatness. You know why? Because gratitude changes your energy. People feel it. Your spirit changes, your attitude changes, your focus changes, and suddenly you stop acting like a victim. You start acting like a warrior. Listen, life is hard for everybody. Everybody has battles. Everybody has invisible scars. Everybody has moments where they want to quit. But the people who rise higher than others, the people who inspire the world, the people who leave impact, are usually the people who learned gratitude through suffering. Pain taught them perspective. Failure taught them humility. Loss taught them appreciation, and appreciation made them powerful. So today, stop focusing only on what's missing. Stop focusing only on who hurt you. Stop focusing only on what went wrong. Look at how far you've already come. You survived things that once made you cry yourself to sleep. You survived moments you thought would destroy you. You survived battles nobody even knows about, and you're still here. That matters. Your survival matters. Your growth matters. Your journey matters. And maybe, just maybe, the reason you're still standing today is because God is not finished with your story. Maybe your greatest chapter hasn't happened yet. Maybe your pain is producing purpose. Maybe your struggle is building strength. Maybe your delay is preparing greatness. But you will never see it clearly if bitterness controls your spirit. That's why gratitude matters. Gratitude keeps your heart alive. Gratitude protects your mindset. Gratitude keeps you focused during storms, and storms don't last forever. Hear me carefully. One day people will ask how you survived, how you stayed strong, how you kept moving forward when life became heavy. And your answer will not be money. Your answer will not be luck. Your answer will be, I stayed thankful. Because thankful people endure longer. Thankful people think clearer. Thankful people love deeper. Thankful people rise stronger. Maybe you had to experience failure so success would humble you. Maybe you had to walk through darkness so you could appreciate light. Pain changes perspective. Before pain, people chase popularity. After pain, people chase peace. Before pain, people want attention. After pain, people want purpose. Before pain, people care about proving themselves. After pain, people care about protecting their energy. Suffering matures you. That's why some of the kindest people have survived the hardest battles. Because pain taught them empathy. Pain taught them patience. Pain taught them gratitude. The strongest people know what it feels like to struggle. That's why they appreciate small victories. A peaceful morning, a loyal friend, a healthy body, a quiet moment, a chance to try again. They don't take life for granted anymore because pain opened their eyes. And sometimes pain is the only thing that can. See, when life is easy, ego grows, but suffering humbles you. Suffering reminds you that you are human. It reminds you that tomorrow is not guaranteed. It reminds you to appreciate people while they are still here. It reminds you that time is precious. That's why wise people stop wasting energy on meaningless things. They stop arguing with everybody. They stop chasing approval. They stop trying to impress people who do not care. Because maturity teaches focus, and focused people become dangerous. Listen, your future does not care about your excuses. Your destiny does not care about your comfort zone. Your calling requires growth, and growth requires sacrifice. You cannot become powerful while avoiding difficulty. Impossible. Athletes train through pain, soldiers train through pain. Champions train through pain, and life trains strong people through pain too. But here is the beautiful part, the pain will not last forever. One day the thing that almost broke you will become the story that inspires others. One day your scars will become proof of survival. One day your struggle will become someone else's hope. That's why you cannot quit now. Your story still matters. Your future still matters. And your pain still has purpose. You know what destroys most people? Not failure. Fear keeps people small. Fear keeps people silent. Fear keeps people trapped inside average lives. But pain can actually destroy fear. Because after surviving enough storms, you realize something powerful. I've already survived worse. That confidence changes you. You stop panicking over every obstacle. You stop collapsing over every disappointment. They work. Because life already tested you, and you survived. That survival becomes strength. Real confidence is not loud. Real confidence is quiet. It's the calm energy of someone who already fought battles nobody knows about. That's why some people walk into rooms with peace instead of arrogance. because they know pain already humbled them. And humble people become wiser leaders. Arrogant people think they know everything. Wise people stay teachable. Strong people stay teachable too, no matter how successful they become, no matter how much money they make, no matter how many people admire them, because life can change quickly. And gratitude keeps people grounded. That's why the strongest people still say thank you, even after becoming successful, even after becoming powerful, even after surviving storms, because they remember where they came from. Never forget your beginning. Never forget the nights you struggled. Never forget the moments you almost gave up. Never forget the prayers you cried in silence. Those moments shaped you. Those moments built you. And sometimes God allows struggle because struggle reveals who you really are. Pressure exposes character. When life becomes difficult, your true mindset appears. Some people collapse. Some people complain. Some people blame everybody else. But strong people adapt. Strong people learn. Strong people rise. And every time they rise, they become harder to break. That's why resilience matters more than talent. A talented person without discipline loses. A gifted person without emotional strength loses. But a resilient person keeps moving. Even slowly, even painfully, even imperfectly, they keep moving. And movement creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, creates transformation. That is how lives change. Not overnight, but step by step. Decision by decision, habit by habit, day by day. You don't become strong in one moment. You become strong through repetition, through consistency, through refusing to quit when emotions tell you to stop. And that is rare. Very rare. Most people surrender too early. They quit before the breakthrough. They stop before the transformation. They walk away before growth finishes developing them. Don't make that mistake. Some seasons are ugly before they become beautiful. Some chapters feel confusing before they make sense. Trust the process. A seed looks buried before it blooms. And maybe your life is in that hidden season right now. Maybe nobody sees your growth yet. Maybe nobody understands your struggle yet. Maybe the results are not visible yet. But roots are still growing. Strength is still forming. Wisdom is still developing. Keep going. One day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you became so strong. And your answer will be simple. Pain trained me. But even after all the pain, even after all the struggle, even after all the battles, you still chose gratitude. You still chose growth. You still chose faith. And that decision made you unstoppable. Because the strongest people in this world still say thank you. There are two types of people in this world. People who blame and people who build. People who complain and people who conquer. People who wait for miracles and people who become the miracle. And the difference between them is mindset. Everything begins in the mind. Before you change your life, you must first change your thinking. Because a negative mind can never create a positive future. Never. You cannot speak defeat every day and expect victory to enter your life. You cannot feed your spirit bitterness and expect peace to grow inside you. And you cannot constantly complain about life while ignoring the blessings still around you. That is why gratitude is powerful. Gratitude changes vision. It changes energy. It changes focus. Most people only see what is missing. Strong people see what remains, and that one habit separates champions from victims. Listen carefully. Victims always focus on what they lost. Winners focus on what they still have. Victims say, a life is unfair. Winners say, a life is difficult, but I will still fight. Victims wait for rescue. Winners build themselves. That mentality changes destiny. Because life responds differently to people who take responsibility. Responsibility is power. The moment you stop blaming everybody for your situation, your growth begins. The moment you stop waiting for perfect conditions, your transformation begins. The moment you stop feeling sorry for yourself, your strength begins to rise. And none of that means your pain is fake. Your pain is real. Your struggles are real. Your disappointments are real. But staying trapped in negativity will not heal you. It will destroy you. Bitterness is dangerous. It slowly poisons the mind. A bitter person cannot enjoy success, cannot enjoy peace, cannot enjoy relationships. Because negativity follows them everywhere. That's why gratitude matters so much. Gratitude protects your spirit from becoming toxic. People destroy themselves before life ever does. Look around. Some people have everything and still remain miserable. Money, cars, followers, attention. But no peace, no gratitude, no fulfillment. Because external success does not automatically create internal happiness. Peace is an inside job, and grateful people understand that. That's why they smile differently. That's why they move differently. That's why their energy feels different. Because they stop depending on the world to validate them. Validation is addictive. People become prisoners to opinions, prisoners to likes, prisoners to attention, prisoners to applause. And the moment applause disappears, their confidence disappears too. That is weakness. Real strength comes from within. Real confidence is built in private, in lonely seasons, in painful seasons, in moments where nobody is clapping for you. See, anybody can stay motivated when people support them. But can you stay focused when nobody believes in you? Can you still work hard when results are slow? Can you still trust the process when life feels unfair? That is where character is revealed. Because greatness is not built during easy moments. Greatness is built when quitting would feel easier. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Feelings change every day, but disciplined people keep moving anyway. And gratitude helps create discipline. Because grateful people stop wasting time comparing themselves to others. Comparison is dangerous. Comparison steals joy. Comparison creates insecurity. Comparison blinds people to their own blessings. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's timing is different. Everybody's purpose is different. Stop looking sideways. Focus forward. The strongest people do not compete with everybody. They compete with who they were yesterday. That's growth. Real growth. And growth requires patience. You cannot rush greatness. A masterpiece time. A strong mindset takes time. Healing takes time. Transformation takes time. But weak people quit too early. They want overnight success, overnight healing, overnight results. Life does not work like that. Nature itself teaches patience. A tree grows slowly. Muscles grow slowly. Wisdom grows slowly. Everything powerful takes time to develop. That includes you. So stop disrespecting your process. Some people are angry because they are not where they want to be yet. But they ignore how far they already came. Look at your life carefully. You survived things that once terrified you. You overcame obstacles that once looked impossible. You made it through storms that tried to destroy your spirit. That matters. Give yourself credit for surviving. A lot of people smile publicly while fighting private wars. And maybe nobody understands your battle. Maybe nobody sees your tears. Maybe nobody knows how hard you fight just to stay mentally strong. But your struggle matters. Your endurance matters. Your endurance matters. And your resilience is building something inside you. The strongest people are not people without scars. They are people who learned how to heal without becoming hateful. That's power. The world has enough angry people, enough bitter people, enough negative people. Be different. Protect your peace. Yeah. Protect your energy. Protect your mindset. Not everybody deserves access to your spirit. Some people only bring chaos. Some people only bring drama. Some people only bring negativity. And if you stay around negativity long enough, it eventually becomes your identity. That's why environment matters. That's why environment matters. Strong people are careful about what they feed their minds, because whatever controls your mind controls your life. Feed your mind hope. Feed your mind discipline. Feed your mind wisdom. Feed your mind faith. Not constant negativity, not endless complaining, not fear every single day. Fear is one of the biggest prisons in the world. Fear keeps dreams buried. Fear keeps gifts hidden. Fear keeps people living small lives. But gratitude destroys fear, because grateful people focus on possibility instead of limitation. They stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I succeed? That shift changes everything. Most people are defeated mentally before life ever defeats them physically. Your mind is powerful. If you tell yourself every day that life is hopeless, your actions will reflect hopelessness. If you constantly think you are weak, you will behave weakly. But if you train your mind with strength, your entire life changes. That's why words matter. What you repeat daily becomes your identity. Speak strength, speak faith, speak growth, speak gratitude, even during difficult seasons. Especially during difficult seasons. Anybody can stay positive when life is easy, but mentally strong people stay hopeful during storms. And storms reveal true identity. You know what pressure does? Pressure reveals what is inside you. When life squeezes you, whatever is inside eventually comes out. If anger lives inside you, anger comes out. If bitterness lives inside you, bitterness comes out. But if gratitude lives inside you, strength comes out. That's why inner work matters. A strong exterior means nothing with a broken interior. Heal internally, grow internally, build internally. Because eventually your inner life becomes your outer life. And remember this, your current struggle is not your final destination. Temporary pain is not permanent defeat. Temporary failure is not permanent failure. Temporary darkness is not permanent darkness. Keep moving. A sunrise always follows night. Always. You may feel exhausted now. You may feel discouraged now. You may feel overlooked now. But your story is still unfolding. And one chapter cannot define your entire life. Do not make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Stay patient. Stay focused. Stay grateful. Some blessings arrive slowly. Some breakthroughs take time. Some prayers are answered in ways you cannot yet understand. Trust the journey. Strong people trust the journey even when they cannot fully see the destination, because faith keeps them moving, and movement creates miracles. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You just need to refuse to quit. That alone makes you stronger than most people. Every day you continue despite difficulty, you are building resilience. Every day you stay thankful despite pain, you are building emotional strength. Every day you rise after disappointment, you are proving your power. And eventually all that growth becomes visible. One day your mindset will inspire people. One day your discipline will inspire people. One day your story will give somebody else hope. But first, you must survive the process. And survival requires gratitude, because grateful people never completely lose hope. Even during storms, even during heartbreak, even during uncertainty, they still believe better days are coming. That belief becomes fuel, and fuel keeps them moving when weaker minds collapse. So if life feels heavy right now, do not surrender to bitterness. Do not surrender to negativity. Do not surrender to fear. Stand up, lift your head, and say thank you anyway. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the growth. Thank you for the strength being built inside you. Because one day you will realize the pain did not destroy you. It introduced you to your power. And the strongest people on earth still say thank you.